Hey, we've got Mr. Wade Cox. I don't know where he is. Actually, that's why we're going to talk to him today. He's been doing this whole Syndicate Tour thing. Coxie, where in the world are you, dude? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Marcus? I'm in just north of Salt Lake City, Utah. Today will be stop 5 on the Syndicate Tour, which been just a super, super cool deal to be a part of. We sort of talked about the idea, and we sort of did some little mini versions up in the Midwest, and then this year it sort of came to light, and yeah, it's been awesome. The Syndicate S-Works ski, geez, we just had 2 more victories. Will Asher took a title, and Allie Nixon took the ladies' title over in Morocco. So, we're podium after podium, loads of finalists. So it's not hard to get people to try to demo the Syndicate S-Works, and we've had great success both with the 1 and the 2. But maybe the cooler part has been how many people have wanted to come out and try an Omni, and they're listing that they're a free skier and they would like to be introduced to the course. So, get them up and get them stable, get them a few points on their balance, and yeah, get them 2 or 3 buoys, and man, that sort of changes their outlook on life, because they free skied their whole life and they've seen, clips from you skiing or me skiing maybe, and they're like, I'd really like to try that. So that's been, yeah, just super fun to be a part of.
That's awesome, dude. So, what's the future look like? What does the next couple weeks and the rest of the summer look like for you, as far as where you going with the tour, and what do you want to achieve?
Well, I will go up to, after I finish today, at a little secret spot. And I'll be going to another secret spot up in Blackfoot, Idaho, for a couple days of Ski with Wade coaching. And then I'll drive over to Washington, where we'll do Syndicate Tour on Monday with Shadow Water Sports Wileys, and then eventually down to Active Water Sports, which is in Portland, and that'll be Thursday. And yeah, then off to Colorado before going off to the Midwest, and then eventually the East Coast. So yeah, I got a busy summer. I've coached in 11 states so far, and I think I've been to 14 so far.
Dude, are you driving to all these? Or are you flying, or a little bit of both?
So really both. I've done this long enough that I schedule sort of accordingly. I'm a West Coast boy now, so this one I am doing a loop, and I plan it as a loop. But when I go to the East Coast of the Midwest, I'll fly and pick a central location and just go hoof it, 10, 12, 14 days at a time.
Hey, so give people just a quick overview of what a day looks like on the Ski with Wade Syndicate Tour, just so they know, from kind of start to finish.
The Syndicate Tour is a subset, and it's this awesome chance for the water ski audience to come out and demo product. That's what it's all about. They sign up on my website, skiwithwade.com, and we ask them a few questions. Course skier, crossover skier, free skier. We ask you what ski you would like to try. And then eventually, once we make contact, we get shoe size. And so we'll make sure and have all the product there for that day. And it's basically, I do some instruction, as we go. It's not this intense, flow point camp, where we're dissecting, because as you know, whenever you're trying a new product, there's some anxiety. Your nerves are like, wow, well, what is this going to be like? So I try to guide them through that as if it's you or Will Asher on the ski going, hey, just take it easy. We don't know what this is going to do yet. Find your balance points. So even some are willing to go right to my drills going, yeah, let's just do a couple cut and coast on the way down and figure out where balance and our speed's going to take place. And then, next thing it's, do you like the ski? Think the bindings are in the right spot? and then we go from there. So yeah, it's really a much different, scenario than the typical ski school ride where they're looking with certain expectations. Now, totally different expectations when you're trying product.
That's cool. So you're actually, people sign up on the website for a day. They get to select kind of what skier they are, what they might want to try. They show up and you have that stuff pretty much ready to go. And they get to go out on the lake and actually try it and bring.
Yeah, Marcus, it's pretty cool. And then we're able to offer suggestions. So, hey, you know what? Maybe you're not ready for this. Maybe you need to try this. Or, hey, look, you're just crushing it. You've got more talent than you know. Why don't you just go ahead and try this? Like last week, I had a gal off the University of Arkansas water ski team, and then another, and they're like, I don't still know if I'm ready to try a Syndicate Works too. And I'm like, trust me, you are. And as soon as they got on it, you could just see their smile going, oh my gosh, they could feel the responsiveness to the ski, the speed, but yet they felt the comfort level because it's a very forgiving ski. So that's kind of the neat thing is pointing directions, and then the same with bindings. I have a limited selection, but yeah, every size in 2 different models. So yeah, some people are getting to explore, a different boot setup than maybe they'd used before, rear toe versus, plate on the back. So lots of people, because the trend is rear toe plates, they're going, hey, yeah, no, leave it just like that. I want to try that. So lots of good stuff.
Hey man, I think it's really cool. I'm stoked that you are. I just feel the energy right now from you, which you're sitting in a hotel room, you're getting ready for another, Syndicate Tour.
I am getting my coffee on, so yeah, all good.
Coffeeed up. I know, but the passion is there. And it's really cool that you're getting to share that with the public and that you're still doing it. Like for me, I think some people might be like, oh, what's he doing? He's just trying to make a buck, or he's just trying to hang on to a career. I think about 5% of the public may be saying that. 95% of the public knows this is real passion. But if it wasn't for, the experiences I had young, and the fact that, in Morocco, the pros already won, and the outcomes, Ali won with 4:39, Wade ran 41 off and got 1 at 43. And that you knew that I won the Junior Masters back in 96 when no other pro was there on a Friday watching from the pavilion because the pavilion was empty. That was 30 years ago, and you're still in the game. You're still doing this, dude. Like,
well, I appreciate that, Mark. So I did 5 years in the insurance business, and so my dad did it, and I was good at it. I really enjoyed it. I knew way too much about roofing and plumbing, electric and air conditioning, windows. But yeah, my passion. And I was just thinking this morning, maybe 5 years ago, I was still 6, 7 years ago, I'd wake up, hey, why am I still doing this? And now I couldn't imagine not doing it. The last sort of 3 to 5 years, it's just become so much a part of, who I am and what I do. I love to travel, and it's a way I get to see the world, and I love to meet people, and this is that, unique, disposable part of their life that, they have this time and income, and they could spend it elsewhere, and they're like, hey, I want to go water skiing, So for me, it's a neat deal. Like that's what they're wanting to do, and I get to, help them out with their passion, and what else could be better,
It doesn't get much better than that. And I'll tell you, you're right. This is a unique, disposable part of a lot of people's lives, but I see it from both sides. I see you from both sides. I see you as the kid when I was looking up to you, and you were this hero, and you were this icon, and you were on TV, and you were winning. And a lot of people, when you show up, they see that Wade Cox. But the people who don't know Wade Cox and maybe never knew your name, after an hour or 10 minutes with you, I'm sure they get a sense that this is a unique human being in a lot of cool ways. And so my point is, no matter which end of the spectrum those folks are on, when you leave, they've had a cool experience, they've had a special moment, and they're going to remember that in some way, shape, or form, whether they buy a ski or not. You know what I mean? And that's something that you can't put a price on. The society would say, "Oh, what are you doing still in the sport? Why aren't you, this and that?" And you're like, "Dude, this is my passion. I'm making a difference. And what more can you ask for in life?" Right? Like that.
Well, my other buddy that's got some crazy hair, Mr. Glenn Plake. Yeah, he sort of told me the same. He shared with me, 25 years ago out at Carl Roberts' place. He said, hey, everywhere you go, you're going to leave a piece of yourself. I was like, wow, that's like heavy. So simple, but heavy. And he's exactly right. I'll leave little mementos or a little whatever, like your hat, and I'll come back 2 decades later and it's sitting there. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. So, and I'm the same way. I mean, I'm a sort of collector deal of people have given me something that means a lot more than if I went out and bought it for myself, so, yeah,
that's the stuff of life, dude. And, you've been leading from the front for a lot of decades, and for you to still be doing that, and for you to have the kind of the passion that's coming across right now on the screen about that. And you're not even a third of the way into your Ski with Wade tour for the summer. So there's a lot more dates. I would beg you, if you have a chance, check Wade's website, skiwithwade.com. Go look at the tour dates, see if there's one coming to your local area, and get in the boat with this guy, or just show up and rattle his cage for 5 minutes, because it's going to be worth your time.
Hey, I'll tell you a quick story. I know we're going to wrap soon, but so we're out on Greer's Ferry Lake, stop number 3, and it's a lake close to my home in Arkansas. I grew up there before I took off to Florida, but I've never been on the lake. All my high school buddies had told me about it, and there's a little channel called Narrows. So we're going to do our Syndicate Tour on the public ski course there, which is, man, we're going old school, Ham Wallace style, So we ventured out there with a pontoon boat and maybe 7 or 8 inboards tied up on this cove. I mean, it was as good as it gets. We got a full roster of skiers. So after the day's over, our sales rep, Dustin, wants to do a little weight foiling. He knows I can drive, so we're waiting to pick up our dealer to go. He wants to go foiling as well. So I see this cool boat over in the cove. I was like, hey, I want to go check out that boat. So we eventually pulled over, and sure enough, it's exactly what I thought it was. But it's an 02 ProStar 197 with the tower. So the 01 190 closed bow was tower number 1, and it was a forest green boat. Well, that 02 ProStar was forest green. So we cruise up to the boat. We start telling them about how cool their boat is, and we start wrapping their gut skis and all kind of paraphernalia up on their rack. And so I'm kind of in the conversation, but I've got all my, incognito gear on. So they talk about going to University of Arkansas. One of them was on the ski team there. And then they let the cat out of the bag that they used to go to the Shreveport Pro Tour. So I just stand up and take my glasses off, take my hat off, and I said, you might recognize the voice. It's a little raspy right now, but hi, my name is Wade. And it was 2 couples, and they just fell out. Like, oh my God, we were on the beach. We watched you ski for many years over there. So that was a neat deal. I was like, it was once in a lifetime that I'm going to be out on a big public lake after a 12-hour day. But I'm like, hey, I want to go check out that boat, because it was just pimp. It was sweet. So anyway, that was a cool little deal. And we've had, at our last stop, at Big Thunder Marine Wake Effects in Lake of the Ozarks, Ryan, the shop manager, invited out half the town. Man, it was awesome. We had tents set up. There were grandmas, grandpas, aunts, and uncles. Yeah, we had quite the audience there for our day. So, yeah, we're having fun.
That's the stuff, dude. You just reminded me of why we have a future in the sport. You are still doing it. Those folks that were on the shoreline when you were on the water 30 years ago at Shreveport, they're still doing it. People are asking, well, is the sport dying? The answer is no. No, the sport's not dying.
Right. It's changed, at the professional level. That you can talk about the changes in the industry itself. You can sort of micro dissect that. But you were involved as well as I am with the collegiate water skiing. And I mean, I said every stop I've done, I've had a collegiate skier come out. And that's
folks like that from 30 years ago. They're still doing it. They're still
exactly. And then I had some a boys 1 and a boys 2 the other day the same, and they just made it to their first nationals last year, and they're like, hey, we want to get back and make it on the podium. So yeah, we get a great mix of crowd that comes out, and then just some old schoolers that have come out just to, hey, I just want to ski with Wade today. They smile, get their picture taken. So yeah, we're certainly having a good time.
Well, it's no surprise why people enjoy spending time with you, enjoy getting to meet up with you. So we're stoked to have you out there. And I guess my last question before we leave is, speaking of old timers, who's one? There's probably a lot of people, but who's one kind of North Star or target that you've been aiming at, that you've been looking to through the decades, that you look to today, a human that you look to today, and you're like, damn, I'm proud to know that person, or you're kind of modeling some of the things you do off of what that person does. Do you have anybody like that?
Yeah, I guess maybe it'd be Christy Overton, just with all the maybe entitlement she could have had, growing up, and then she was this unbelievable champion. I mean, maybe you can compare Regina to Christy as the greatest of all time, but then just so incredibly humble off the water and just zero attitude and 100% grateful all the time. So that's I've got big shoes to fill there that I'd never fill, but she's like a little sister that's always. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to be on my best behavior because what would Christy do? So
that's awesome, man. Well, I know she's probably feeling the same way about you, and there's a lot of people excited for the rest of this Ski with Wade, Syndicate Tour. So thanks again for making it happen. Thanks again for leading from the front with passion. We couldn't be more proud to have a representative like you out there. So, Wade,
it's awesome. See you soon, man.
All right, take care, buddy.
Take care.